I'm Judy Holmes Titsworth, the mayor of the City of Holmes Beach. In the past 3 years, the City of Holmes Beach has become known for its conflicts with the county leaders and more recently, being in the crosshairs of threatening legislation by state leaders. It is believed the city's decision to limit the number of secondary beach parking in residential neighborhoods contributed to this conflict. Although the city continued to greatly exceed the number of beach parking for compliance with the county's interlocal agreement, this conflict quickly grew into a county-initiated state law mandating a 4-story parking garage and an impending decision by state leaders on whether cities are even needed on the island anymore. The city is responsible for the public health, safety, and welfare of all who live, work, and play in the community. The City of Holmes Beach is one of the last coastal cities in the region to institute limits on the number of cars that could be accommodated for beach access on neighboring streets. This process is done by examining existing conditions, reviewing neighborhood development trends, and 10 years of public safety and health concerns, while at the same time understanding the importance of providing adequate and free parking within proximity to the beaches. In these past years, the city has made great strides in addressing the concerns of the public and of the county and state leaders. For example, secondary parking was reduced in some residential neighborhoods and relocated closer to the public beach to provide restrooms, refreshments, and lifeguard stands. Maps were created online to help people find available parking. Improvements were made by clearly marking where it is permitted to park. Surveys continue to be taken during peak hours to make certain adequate parking is provided. We had adequate parking this Easter weekend. Drone footage is taken at the public beach and is posted online, providing parking at a glance to identify parking trends. The city has and will continue to be a part of the solution in making certain people can safely enjoy a day or stay on the beach, and currently accommodates over 12,000 visitors in vehicles on any given day. With the tremendous growth in the county and state, solutions providing alternative modes of transportation to the beach will need to be a priority of county and state leaders. With traffic congestion, constrained right-of-ways, and narrow 2-lane roads originally designed to accommodate residential single-family neighborhoods, accommodating growth by adding parking garages in the cities of Anna Maria Island is not the answer, and it never will be. The threat of parking garages pales in comparison to forced consolidation or the elimination of coastal cities. The Florida Legislature has initiated a study by the Office of Program Policy Analysis and Government Accountability to review the potential benefits of consolidating municipal services and government structures for Anna Maria Island. This scope was then revised to include the benefits of a merger into the city of Bradenton, and then the benefits of dissolving the 3 cities and merging them into unincorporated Manatee County. The citizens of the island cities reside in chartered cities that afford them the opportunity to have a voice on how the city is governed and developed, which on Anna Maria Island includes building height and density maximums. Any change to this charter requires a referendum of the voters. It stems from the idea that communities should be governed by the people who live in them and is enshrined in Florida's Constitution and is essential to American democracy today. State leaders' successful elimination of chartered cities would afford them the ability to centralize their control and override the decisions currently made by local voters. The City of Holmes Beach has created balance in a community that attracts many competing elements. Carefully crafted local legislation has given the city the ability to prosper in many ways. The City of Holmes Beach is a prime example of what can be done when emphasis on quality of life is at the forefront and decisions are made at the local level. These qualities include preserving the environment through its comprehensive plan and clean water initiatives, awarded as one of the top 10 coastal communities to live in the nation. And the residential population in the city of Holmes Beach is on the rise. As a top bed tax contributor in the county for transient housing, over $40 million from Holmes Beach alone, the city is known for being one of the 5 top vacation destinations in the world for its small coastal charm. Retain the ability to regulate occupancy and transient housing length of stay in residential districts, and we preserve the residential character of the community. Increase property value. This small city has an impressive $3 billion in taxable value. Governance at the local level is why people choose to live in cities across the state, as responsiveness to the needs of the communities is attainable, as government closest to the people is generally more accountable and effective. Cities help protect the quality of life in the community, and citizens can directly see and respond to how their tax dollars are spent, knowing their tax dollars are staying in their community. If the incorporation of a city expresses an upward arc of development and growth, the disincorporation of a city marks decline. The shutting down of municipal government signals that a community can no longer sustain the cost and institutional responsibility of cityhood, and this simply is not the case with the city of Holmes Beach. The question remains, is there anything city leaders can do to stop this threat? Or will cities continue to be victimized by punitive special acts of the legislature? Why citizens should care. Thomas Jefferson said, "Government closest to the people serves the people best." If a city wants to install a crosswalk, add a stop sign, or hold a parade, it shouldn't have to ask the state for permission. City leaders are entrusted to enforce laws at home and to make necessary changes as a city grows. More than 50 years ago, Floridians voted to include municipal home rule powers in the Constitution. Home rule gives each city the flexibility to craft its laws specifically to its own unique needs. In today's political climate, this home rule conflicts with special interests, and they use their money and power to lobby state leaders to enact laws aimed at greatly diluting cities' ability to self-govern. Over the past years, we have seen a growing trend of one-size-fits-all bills filed on behalf of corporate special interests. 80+ bills have been signed into law in the past 3 years alone that greatly dilute home rule. These legislative policies suggest that each community has the same needs and circumstances, whether you live in a big metropolitan area or a small town. I urge all citizens to pay attention and to stay informed. Our future is at stake, as is your voice. Please reach out to your county commissioners, and more importantly, your state leaders, and speak up in support of local self-government. Please register and vote, and let your voice be heard this election year. Thank you.